We can share. Okay, perfect. Now it's recording. So I want to just start by kind of just, let's see here. This works. That's the wrong side. You're getting the preview. We'll go back here. Okay. So first things first. I don't know about you guys, but I know that when I was first starting out as a coach, it was something I really wanted to do, but I was so intimidated by it. And I actually did my very first like coach announcement post. I posted it at midnight and then I cried because I didn't want anyone to see it because I was just so scared, even though I knew that it was something that I wanted to do. All the fears that people have of like judgment or misassumptions or things like that, it can just be nerve wracking. And so I think the most important thing that you can do in this business is to work on yourself. It's to share your own journey. It is to stay consistent in your own personal transformations and everything, and sharing that, because the biggest fear that everyone has is, I don't want to be salesy. Like that's the number one thing that people are like, I just don't want to be that person, because I don't know about you, but we've all seen it done super poorly on social media. And I think that there is such a misnomer when it comes to things like coaching or multi-level marketing, where we've seen it done so badly that it can make us shy away from actually sharing an opportunity that really has changed so many of our lives in a lot of ways. And it's something that really is just positive. And so you have to get out of your head that it's sales. You have to be okay with the fact that you can make an income. I mean, I could make the case that every single job that anybody does anywhere is connected to a profit of some sort. And so it's not bad. But where it comes across as being spammy and that thing that we don't want to be is when you don't believe in it. And so just like if you went to a movie and you loved it, you would share about it. Just like if you found a really great deal on something, you would tell your best friend. That is what this opportunity is. And so if you are personally passionate about something, if you are personally being transformed through something, whether it is fitness, whether it's your confidence, whether it is learning how to say no to the Snickers, whether it is learning some new healthy recipes, or how to get your husband to eat cauliflower rice, or, you fill in the blank, like finding the things that you are passionate about and excited about and sharing that, that is where it is not a spammy, sleazy thing. So as we are coaches, basically our job is to get to know the products, use the products, like find your workout program, nutritional, like those things, fall in love with them, tell people about them, help people do the same, and then tell those people, hey, you can help people too. Like you just dropped 15 pounds and your sister-in-law has been asking you about what it is. Let me help you sign up as a coach. And then so that it just kind of is this wash, rinse, and repeat cycle where it's you just sharing, empowering others, and helping them do the same. So when you break it down like that, it's not as intimidating, I personally don't think. And so we're going to go through tonight. I just want to show you guys some of the resources that we have on our team page, so you really feel like you know where to go and what you're doing and all of those things. So first and foremost, like our team page, that is the hub. That is where you are going to be plugged in. It's where you can ask questions. So I'm the one who started our team, and we have several other leaders in it. You can ask any of us anything, but a really great place is posting in our team page, because you're going to get answers from different people, and I guarantee other people will have the same questions that you do. So in addition to our team page, we have the Coach Online Office, and I'm going to kind of walk you guys briefly through that. We have calls on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Those are through the Dream Team, which is the larger team that we're a part of. We have the benefit of being on the #1 team in the country the last 4 years. So you guys will see invites to those things and be added to that, and I'll show you those things. Then we have a little team chat that we do on Saturday mornings, oftentimes, just to kind of get to know each other. When I was starting out as a new coach, I had great training, but I also was on my couch at night after my son went to bed, Googling everything, because every top coach out there has YouTube. And like I would just watch and learn and be like, okay, what is she doing? And even though my coach was amazing, it was just like Google and YouTube have everything. The Beachbody FAQs, if you're like, what comes in this challenge pack, or how does this thing work, they have all those things. And there's the national wake up call. So there's a lot, almost more than enough resources for you guys. I just want to kind of do a little walkthrough of some of those things. So in our team page, which is the Pineapple Empire, and I named it that because I love the concept of pineapples, which is standing tall, wearing a crown, and being sweet on the inside. And that's what we want our team to be. We want our team to be women who are working on themselves first and foremost, and learning to be confident in who they're created to be. Women who are fun and sweet, and we don't like bitchiness on our team. Like, it's a positive place, and who just are knowing that. So in our team page, the first thing that you want to go to is if you click on here, it has all of these resources. So and I'll show you guys some of these. It has a link to our team training page, the Dream Team Coach page, which is the larger team that we're a part of, weekly training here, and then this right here is our Google Drive, and I'm going to be referencing this later, but this is like the mother load of, like, let's say you want to run a challenge group and you're going to do it on your own. Guess what? We have all the scripts for you. If you don't know how to use Instagram and you're like, how the heck do I do? Look at, there's all these things here. We have all the meal plans and resources of everything that you can need. So there's a lot, and I'm actually going to be adding some more to this soon, but you find it by going to this page. And then I'm going to be talking about our training here in a bit. So I'll go back to that. But that's the first one. Next, I want to talk to you guys, and if you have questions as we go, but how to be successful in this business, it's really simple. And it can be very easy as a new coach to get overwhelmed. When I started this business, I was working full-time. My son was 1, and now I have an 18-month-old, and my son is now 5. So I know what it's like to be busy, and I will tell you, these are called the 4 vital behaviors for a reason. At the end of the day, this is what you need to be focusing on, and don't worry about catching up on every call, listening to every training, trying to figure out how to make a blog. Like, those things can come in time, but if you want your business to grow, you need to focus on these things. These are the unsexy, behind the scenes, nitty-gritty things that are going to make your business successful, and it will take you somewhere between 30 to 60 minutes a day to check them off. So whether you work in little 10-minute chunks, whether you're working in an hour, this is where you want to be spending your time. So the very first thing, we kind of talked about it, it's being proof the products work, right? Again, nobody is going to want to jump in with you or join you if you are not documenting your journey. So it could look like sharing in Instagram stories a couple clips of your workout, and maybe talking about how you meal plan, or showing a healthy recipe, showing your progress, talking publicly about what it is that you're doing. And I really love to use Instagram as my favorite. And so I will have in my feed kind of, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later, but I'll have like my post of the day, but then my stories, that's behind the scenes where I'm showing people exactly what it is and why I'm doing. And it's also your job to try stuff. So try Shakeology, try different workouts, like commit to a workout and do it, and then do another one. Try Energize and the Performance line and Beach Bars and all these things that are amazing products that you get, and we can reference and recommend them to people, but it will help your business grow. The next one is the one that is the scariest for people. This one is inviting. And I don't know about you, but when I thought about inviting people, it made me get sweaty armpits. That and taking selfies, I was like, oh, this is not me. But the truth is, it's just talking to people. It's not scary. The only thing that you're offering them is something good. It's something that's going to help them. And at the end of the day, the worst thing that they can do is say no. They're not going to kill you. They're not going to come up to your house. Like, you're not going to lose anything. So if you are sharing your story from a place of authenticity and excitement and passion and grace, people are going to catch on to that. So our job is basically to be professional friend makers. It is to connect with people as we share our journey on social media, and someone likes your posts, reach out to them and talk to them and say like, hey, Laura, thank you so much for the love of my transformation post. It's hard to share those, but I really appreciate you, encouraging me along the way. I actually have another boot camp starting in 2 weeks. Would you like more info on it? Not scary. And I always like to think about it as inviting to a birthday party. Let's say you are planning a birthday party for your son, and you are Pinteresting everything, and along the way you're sharing like the cute decorations you found and how excited you are for this cupcake recipe you're going to make, and like how cool the presents are going to be. And then you just throw a post out that says like, everyone's invited to parties at 2 p.m. on Saturday. I wouldn't show up because I would feel like I was imposing. But if you reached out to me and said, hey, Abby, I thought of you. I would love to have you at my son's party this weekend. Like, are you able to come? I feel special and included. It is just like that. People rarely, I could probably count on 2 hands the number of times that people have just filled out an application and wanted to join my team, or filled out an application and wanted to join my challenge groups. Usually it's me extending the invite and making them feel wanted and included, and that they are a part of what I want to grow. And so it is your job to not only share your story, but also to connect with people. along the way. And so don't let it scare you. There are trainings up the wazoo on inviting and all of that, but at the end of the day, it's you just having conversations. And I shoot for a minimum of at least 10 invites a day. And it all connects together, because if I am sharing consistently my journey, then I have people to invite as they are watching my stories or they are liking my posts. And sometimes my posts don't get very many likes, and that's okay. But I just am kind of always aware at how can I add value? How can I share things that will help people respond to what I'm posting about? And that. The personal development is the next one. And this, guys, is the one thing that I did not do as a new coach, because I thought, like literally my process was like, I go to church and I'm a good person and I don't need personal development. 10 minutes a day is going to change your life. And this is something that is a vital behavior, because you are going to, in life, not just in your business, hit roadblocks. You are going to go through seasons where you're tired or burnt out or discouraged, and personal development is going to be what lights your soul on fire. And we have tons of recommendations for you. If you're a brand new coach, I really think Girl Wash Your Face is a great one to start with, because it just is so empowering in your calling and commitment. But there's a lot, but basically taking at least 10 minutes a day, whether it's sitting and reading a book, whether it is putting in your headphones while you're doing the dishes or sitting at your desk and listening to a podcast or anything like that, but being diligent in filling your own cup, just like we want to grow stronger in our workouts and we want to, get physical results, you also have to be growing internally. That's the most important work. And so personal development is going to be key for your success. And then finally, the fun stuff is recognition. And that is celebrating every little thing, whether it is your first paycheck, whether it is your very first challenger, and maybe it's your mom, and that's okay, that maybe she dropped those 10 pounds, or, maybe you were able to fit it back into your pre-baby jeans, or maybe you have a coach on your team who's rocking it. Shouting it out in your challenge groups, in your social media, that is encouraging and inspiring to so many other people. Everybody likes to be celebrated. Everybody likes to be appreciated. It's that encouragement that keeps them going. But then doing it publicly as well allows other people to see that, hey, Nicole is getting people results. Like, I want to be a part of that. So it allows you, it kind of gives you that credibility. And so it all goes together. Do you guys have questions on this before I move on at all? No? Okay, perfect. So your very first goal as a brand new coach is to help at least 3 people. That is your job. Our job is to help people. And so the minimum benchmark is what is called Success Club. And Success Club is when you sell a challenge pack. And there's a whole breakdown on what it is, but it is basically a fitness program and nutrition. So that could be Shakeology and Beachbody On Demand. It could be the 2B Mindset. There's different packages, but basically helping 3 new people every single month get started with a complete program will get you what is called Success Club. When you hit Success Club, that is like your benchmark in the business. And why you want to do that is a couple reasons. The first reason is that hitting Success Club will allow you to actually start making a profit. I'm going to share about that more in a little bit, but it will allow you to not only pay for your product, but come out a little bit ahead. And we all want to do that. The beauty as coaches is that we actually don't have to carry any inventory or anything like that. So we just have what we ourselves are using, and we get it at a discount, which is awesome. But you still want to actually do that. Also, what happens is that Beachbody as a company, they start recognizing you for hitting that benchmark. And so there are some really fun perks that come along the way. If you help 3 people at a minimum every single month for the year, you earn a free vacation for your family. So I've earned trips to the Dominican Republic, to Mexico. I already earned the trip next year to the Bahamas on the world's largest cruise ship, and I get to take my family on that trip. And so that's just, I don't know about me, but I'm very motivated by free vacations that I could take my family on that my husband doesn't have to stress about. So that's really fun. And then it also, hitting it your first 3 months as a new coach earns you your free ticket to Summit. So you have to hit it 3 consecutive months out of your first 4 months as a coach. So sometimes, if you signed up at the end of the month or something, you don't have to panic. But your first 3 consecutive months, you want to do that because Summit is a game changer. I'm going to actually put Alora on the spot because you went to Summit last year. Do you want to share a little bit about how that shaped your business?
Yeah. I feel like I was such a new coach, but you guys had told me, like, you have to go. So I wish I would have taken up that 3-month more seriously, I think, to earn my free ticket for this next year. But anyways, I think if I didn't go even so early on in my coaching business, that I probably would have quit coaching by now. It's just, you go and like, especially for somebody like me, I tend to get like anxious in like new settings or group settings and stuff like that. But like, you really just like really see that it's so much more about like just helping people, and it's more than, I don't know how to say it. It's bigger than you, basically. And so it's just really cool to.
Thank you. I'm sorry to totally put you on the spot there, but
no,
so
it's okay.
They have like annual convention, and they have speakers, and not one session is on like how to sell anything. It's filling your own cup. It's learning how to be a better leader, learning how to have more confidence, learning how to serve your clients and your team better. They do basically like Biggest Loser and reward people thousands of dollars who have lost like hundreds of pounds, and everyone's crying. It's just so much when they do product launches, and we as a team will get a bunch of hotels together. We will share dinners together, and it's just seriously so much fun. I'm the world's biggest introvert, and I love it. But it definitely gives you that perspective on the business, which is so key and so crucial. So as a new coach, that is something that you absolutely want to have as a non-negotiable. When I first started my business, I told my husband, I was like, I'm going to go all in for 3 months. And whatever my coach tells me to do, I will do, even if it makes me want to puke. I will do it. Because then at the end of 3 months, if I am not in love with this business, I know that I could quit with a clean conscience because I actually made an effort. Now what I tell my new coaches is give it a year. Go to Summit, and after that, if you don't love it, like quit with a clean conscience, but actually let yourself go through the ups and downs of starting a business that can be tricky. Let yourself be involved in the community, go to events, and it just is amazing. And so Success Club is something that is when I signed up as a coach, my coach said, Abby, that is a non-negotiable benchmark if you want to grow a business and actually make an income and not just do it as a little hobby thing on the side. Success Club for you is like your bare minimum. You will hit it every month. And so I took that very seriously, and that has really helped my business grow. It has provided a lot of really interesting and fun opportunities, and I think it's helpful in any job that you do to have kind of those benchmarks where you know what is expected of you. And so it's those 3 people. And so what you do, and we're going to help you do this in our new coach training, but you start with your friends and family. You are going to start growing your cold market. You are going to start adding connections and finding people to connect with on Instagram or Facebook or whatever platform you want to do it with. But start with your best friend and just say like, hey, I'm jumping in. I'm doing this 3-week program called the 21 Day Fix, and I would love if you want to do it with me. Could you do it together? Hi, Paisley. Sorry, got a little buddy here. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to ask people who know, like, and trust you already. Again, you don't have to feel salesy and spammy because this is something that is just a lot of fun. And you can tell them, like, we're going to get results together. I'm brand new. You're brand new. Let's do it as a team. And you have to start there because your cold market will grow, but people are not just going to follow you one day and want to jump in on your challenge group the next. They're going to take some time to actually see and process. And the reason that I know this is that was me. For coaching, I literally creeped on my coach's Instagram page for 3 months. I never liked anything. I never commented on anything. I just watched. I didn't even follow her because I didn't want her to know I was what. I'm such a creeper. But so she would have had no clue that I was paying attention to what she was doing. And if she would not have been consistent in sharing about the opportunities that she had to present, I would have never signed up. And I'm so thankful that she was bold and brave enough to do that. So it took me 3 months of watching her every day. So there will be people who you don't know who you are going to connect with, and it will be a blast. But in the meantime, as you're starting your business, don't be afraid to reach out to people who, again, know, like, and trust you now. And you don't have to feel bad about it, and we will help you if you need help with that. So the very first thing that you want to do is to commit to a program. You can host your own. This is where you're going to kind of launch your business from. And so this is an example of a post that I made this summer. And this was my 2-week progress with Lift 4. So you can see I'm kind of talking in here about what the program is like, that you could expect, working out 4 times a day, 35 minutes a day. And I share more. It's not just like, join me with Lift 4, but it's talking for me about why that it's important for me, what I want to do, what people are going to get. And so this kind of thing is something that you can really do. You don't have to do a post that says, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach. That's really shifted. That's how I started the business, but you don't need to do that anymore. But you can kind of just say like, hey, I am super excited. I'm starting this, this 3-week program or this 80-day program, and I'm going to be documenting my journey on social media for accountability. I would love to have any of you guys jump in with me. And we have lots of examples of how to say those things, but this is the very first thing that you want to do. You have to commit to a program and do it from start to finish and share that journey along the way. If you're a brand new coach, I really think a great place to start is a 3-week program like the 21-Day Fix or 21-Day Fix Extreme or Shift Shop, because those will give you some rapid results in a fairly short window of time that you can document, and people will be like, oh, that was only 3 weeks. So if you're already doing a program that you want to do, that's fine. But if you're brand new and don't have something you've already committed to, I think those 3 are really great starters for this whole thing. And so you can run a challenge group on your own, which is totally fine. But if you're a brand new coach and want to, we can kind of pair up with your upline coach and help you kind of in a team challenge group sort of setting, so you can add your people in, but don't feel like you're responsible for everything. Do you guys have questions on any of this at all? It's all making sense so far? Okay. So the very first invites that you do, and again, we have scripts in our little Google Docs that I showed you, but is to really just connect with people. So my goal is to connect with a minimum of 3 new people a day or 20 people a week. Like for instance, my in-laws are here. That's why I'm sitting on the floor in our unfinished bathroom. Unexpectedly, I didn't get my invites done yesterday. I know I'm just going to do more tonight. So I have kind of a minimum goal per week of what I'm looking for. But again, this is a business. It's not going to grow unless you work it. So having those benchmarks for you is really, really important. And you're not reaching out to close the sale. You're just reaching out to open a door with them and start that conversation. So an example of one I just did on Instagram today was just like, hey, I really appreciate you watching my stories. Are you following me for my fitness, the business, my family, my faith? And because I'm open about all those things in my social media. And then they'll respond like, oh, I just love watching you for fitness inspiration. And then I can be like, hey girl, that's amazing. What workouts are you doing right now? And then they might be like, oh, I'm really trying to lose the baby weight and I get inspired by watching you. And then I can be like, hey, my next challenge group is in 3 weeks. And it's just that conversation. So it doesn't have to be this like spammy thing. Be excited. Don't word vomit on people. And again, we're going to walk you through this. And one really good practice of this is in your very first invites, feel free to reach out to your upline coach or to myself and say like, hey, can you help me with this conversation? And we are happy to do that. Ask lots of questions. Take your time. Don't just say like, if they say, sure, I'm interested in my challenge group, don't just say like, it's $140 and we start like that overwhelms people. So I always say like, awesome, I would love to get you the info. And again, we have this all written out, but something like, oh, Laura, I would love to get you the info. What goals are you hoping to reach? She's like, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds. That's so great. We can totally do that. What obstacles do you have in your life right now? Do you have things that you need to be really careful with or avoid with your fitness or nutrition? And she might be like, okay, I have bad knees. I'm like, okay, mental note. I'm not going to recommend this program to her. We'll go this way. Or they might be like, I really struggle with time management or things like that. So allowing yourself to have the conversation helps people start to trust you more, and it allows you to tailor your responses to where they are at. Again, yes, this is a business, but our goal is to help people, and we can't help people if we don't know them. So getting to know them, taking your time, finding their need before you offer to fix it, I think is very important. And know that objections are going to be a part of the deal. I know Laura and I have been talking about this a lot lately. Actually, sometimes you have to go a little deeper where someone will say like, oh yeah, I just can't right now. And instead of saying no, I'll be like, yeah, can you tell me more about what's happening or what's making you nervous? Or, hey, I totally understand. We were on a super tight budget when I started too, but here's how I've saved so much money doing this. Or we have a coach on our team who actually had a garage sale to pay for her challenge pack, and now we've made sure she's earned all that money back. Or know that people want stuff for free and know that objections are going to happen, and do not get discouraged by them, because it's just, again, a part of the process that happens. And so we have lots of scripts on dealing with objections and how you can kind of chat through those things. But be you, put your own spin on it. Don't just like regurgitate and copy and paste, because again, that feels spammy and nobody likes that. Don't be afraid of the cost. This is another big one where people are like, oh, I just feel so bad. I don't know that she has enough money, so I'm not even going to invite her. Almost every single person that I've been scared to invite because of cost but end up signing up with someone else as their coach. And I'll see their post a month later of how excited they are to start their journey. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, if only I would have been brave and not made assumptions. So first of all, don't make assumptions about people. Second of all, know that what we have to offer is an amazing value. So the challenge packs, right now they're on sale for $140, which is insane. When I started as a coach or as a customer, I spent $160 to get Shakeology and one DVD program. Now you can get Shakeology, all the Fixate stuff, the Perform, like everything for $160. And this month it's even on sale for like 7,000 different workouts. It's insane. And if you know what, that's what she's doing behind me now. She's brushing my hair. Thank you, Paisley. If you know what, like if you go to a gym, personal trainers, they cost about $70 an hour on average. So for what the cost of 2 personal training sessions is what you're offering someone for a full year. And not only will they have workouts and meal plans, and you're going to be sharing with them recipes and all that we give you guys, but you're also going to be in an accountability group, and they're going to have a cheerleader along the way. Personal trainers, nothing against them, but they just can't do that for clients. So know that what you have is an amazing value, and there's a money-back guarantee on everything, so people aren't locked into stuff. It is value. Don't just send them your link. Again, don't just say like, oh, I'm so glad you're interested. Here's my link to purchase. Take your time, get to know them. Don't just rush the process. Don't vomit, and then follow up. A prime example of this is I have had to re-invite and follow up with every single sale I made this last month. Every single person. I had to follow up with them and be like, hey girl, I know we were chatting, 3 days ago. Did you have more questions? There's another example of this is there's a girl that does Beauty Counter, and I keep meaning to buy her mascara. I literally keep forgetting. And if she would just follow up with me, I promise I would purchase, I should probably go purchase it right now. But I wouldn't be offended if she followed up with me because I get busy and my kids go crazy and then dinner time happens and things like that. So when you connect with people in sales, 80% of the sale is made in the follow-up. And I know that because I used to work in sales and we would have to follow up consistently. And if you're doing it again in a way that's not spammy and sleazy, people will not be annoyed with you. So that's the invite piece. And then, so your first goal was to hit Success Club to help 3 people. Your second goal as a new coach, and this is something that you should set within the first 30 days of your business, is to rank advanced to what is called Emerald rank. So your very first, you guys are currently, not all of you, but a bunch of you guys are currently coaches. This is where you are a coach, and that's awesome. An active coach is somebody who has 50 personal volume points under them. So when your Shakeology ships and all that, that makes you an active coach. An Emerald coach is someone who has 2 coaches beneath them. And this gets a little bit confusing. Don't panic on it. But it's 1 person on your right and 1 person on your left. And the reason that you want to do this, you don't have to get confused. Your upline is going to help you with this. But the reason that you want to do this is Emerald coach unlocks the compensation plan for you. This is really where stuff starts to happen in income. And what happens is we get, as coaches, a 25% commission on all products, which is fantastic. But there's another side of the compensation plan called Team Cycle Volume. And this is where Beachbody starts rewarding you bonuses for your business growing and for people growing underneath you. And it's a really cool thing because it's not you taking income from them because that's illegal and sleazy, but it's Beachbody just saying hey, you are really growing in your business. We want to start rewarding you. And so these things, these Team Cycle Volume points, this is really awesome because on a day where you don't make a sale or a week where you don't make a sale, you're going to start having income coming in. And so, again, you don't have to understand all the ins and outs of it right now. And if you have questions on it, I am super happy to help you. And this is, again, a part of our new coach training. But just know your very first customers, you're going to sign them up as coaches. They don't have to work the business. They can be discount coaches. And it helps them because they get a 25% commission or discount, and it helps you. And again, we're going to break this down for you. So don't feel like you need to understand all this or feel scared about it. I just want to put it out there in your brain so that you know in your first 30 days, this should be an absolute goal for you. And so when you get your first customer, your second customer, reach out to your upline coach and she will help you kind of process this whole thing through to make sure that your business is starting to rank, advance, and grow. Do you guys have questions on that at all? Anything? Ashley, she actually signed up as a coach and hit Emerald that first week because she knew going in what she needed to do, and that has been helpful for your business, right? can have you unmute if you want to share.
Yeah, it's been super helpful. So, and to be honest, to hit Emerald, I signed up my husband, which was really important. And I think Abby can kind of talk about this a little bit, how to set your husband up early allows you, as you continue with your business and grow your business long term, you can kind of create that second center underneath your husband, which will really help to generate more revenue. But also I signed up my mom. So, I mean, it's not like I was like going out and asking like a million. I was just started. And so by signing up those two people, it allowed me to already hit those cycle bonuses and allowed me to kind of propel myself forward and success breeds success. So it's just continuing to work on that spiral and that.
Yeah, no, it's exactly right. And it's like you said, success breeds success, because you're going to start getting some shout outs, and it all ties together. So this one is very, very, very important. And it's one thing that as you start to grow your team and that you want your coaches doing. So just know this is like a great expectation, you +2. If you need help with it, reach out to us. We're going to cover it in our new coach training. And now I want to talk to you guys a little bit before I wrap up tonight about kind of sharing our journey. So you did not sign up as a Beachbody coach and become a Beachbody robot. We don't want that. You are you. You have your own interests. You have your own personality. You have your own things you're really passionate about. And what's cool with coaching is you are just showcasing and helping people feel empowered in how to fit healthy living, nutrition, fitness, personal development, all these things that we've talked about. You're just helping them see how to fit it into your life. And so maybe you work full time. Maybe you're at home full time. Maybe you're in school. Maybe you have certain hobbies. Showcase all of that, because you're going to start connecting with people like you, and that helps them see that it's normal. Also, share all aspects. If you're in a hard season, you're in a hard season, own that. I have been very open in the last year that my daughter does not sleep. It's been horrific. She's the world's worst sleeper. I am exhausted. And our house is a disaster constantly because we're remodeling. And it just is like not a pretty and not an easy season. It would be really easy for me to not show up on days where I'm tired, or to paint a really pretty picture and make it try to seem like life is all hunky-dory and perfect. But I know that if I saw another girl who was sleep deprived, still showing up for her workout and like owning that her house is a disaster, but trying to push through any days, that is relatable and encouraging. So don't be a Debbie Downer about stuff. Like, don't air all your dirty laundry. We don't need to know every argument you and your husband have or anything like that. So I'm not asking you to do that, but I'm asking you to be open and honest with where you're at. Don't try to have it be perfect, but be authentic and be consistent. And that allows people to see. So on your social media, you do have to be aware that it needs to look pretty-ish. Like, be aware of the pictures you're taking. No one wants to just see arm-length sweaty selfies all the time. But if you look at, like, these are a couple screen grabs from my Instagram account. Like, you see my family on here a lot. I talk about food a lot. My faith is really important to me. So you're going to see verses pop up. You're going to see me working out with my kids hanging on top of my head. You're going to see me talking about Paisley's like grabbing my boobs to try to nurse, and I'm trying to like do a team call. And I share all these things. And so if someone comes on my page, I want them to be able to know by scrolling through, okay, this girl is passionate about healthy living, her family, her faith. She still likes desserts a lot. And they'll be able to scroll through. So thinking through, and we talk about this in our coach training, but starting to jot down, like, what are 5 to 7 things that you're really interested in that inspire you? Maybe you love Harry Potter. Maybe you're a book nerd. Maybe you guys have a super fun hobby and you go rock climbing, or maybe you're constantly like behind on the laundry and that becomes like a funny theme in your life, is like that you just cannot ever catch up on folding laundry, or whatever it is. Like, what makes you tick, what makes you you, and share those things, because you're going to work best with people who are like you. And so you get to start sharing those pieces of it. This is a really good example of consistency. So guys, like the image on the left, that is one of the very first posts I made as a new coach. It is awful. The lighting is terrible. It's super salesy, like $10 off. Like the images, like why anyone would want to sign up and join me is like absurd. And then you go look at this one that I did. Again, this is from this summer where I was like, Paisley slept through the night. And I was like super excited. And then I share my story. I used to wander around the college gym, spend an hour there, and only end up running on a treadmill. Felt like 3 hours, #not a runner. I Googled how to lose knee fat. And then I talked, now I'm in the best shape of life after 2 kids. And I'm sharing my story through this post before I get to this part about my boot camps are open. So thinking through, no one's going to want to respond to just a salesy ad, but if they're like, you know what, I was that girl who used to wander on the treadmill too, and like, if she's not sleeping and can do it, I can. Light, bright, eye-catching images that are personalized is really important. So being aware of like what photos you're using, and we'll train you on that. But I didn't quit. This picture only got 3 likes for good reason. This one has 49, and still to this day, some of my posts don't get a lot of likes, and that's okay. But I have shown up every single day. So give yourself the grace of learning how to use social media. If this is new for you, learning how to post. There's going to be days where it's awkward and you're like, oh, that was terrible. That's okay. You have another day to start fresh. But just thinking through, how can I, again, we're not in this just to sell things. We're here to really help, encourage, and inspire people. So being willing to open up and share your story is a piece of that. Your fitness journey and your business journey have a lot of parallels. So just like you don't get a 6-pack overnight, you're not going to be a millionaire overnight. You have to track your fitness to see success. You have to, start paying attention to the portions that you're eating or the weights that you're lifting. You have to start looking actually at your nutrition. You have to start setting benchmarks for your business and tracking that. How many invites did I send out today? Did I actually post 3 times on social media? Like, you have to actually treat it like a business for it to grow. Success is twofold in your fitness journey. There's the workout side and there's the nutrition side. You can't outwork out a terrible diet. Like, it's just the fact. And same with your business. There's going to be public success where people are like, oh man, she's rank advancing and her income's growing. And then there's going to be those private victories where your confidence is there. Or maybe you had a challenger reach out to you and she is able to wear her wedding ring again. And like, those things mean the world. So there's bits and pieces of it. As soon as you stop working out, and I'm sure all of you can relate to this, it is so hard to get back on track. Like, that momentum, just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. And you're like, how could I, like, a week ago lift all this weight and now I'm just dead? Same with your business. If you stop doing the vital behaviors that we talked about at the beginning, if you take a break from doing those, it is really hard to start them again. It's just that momentum breeds success. She's like string about. Sorry. Just as with your fitness journey, comparison is a thief of joy. As you look at her and be like, oh, I want her abs or her legs or whatever, and you stop celebrating the beauty that you are and created to be. Same with the business. There are going to be people who start the same time as you who have immense success. You're going to be more successful than other people. You own your life, you run your race, and nobody else has your circumstances. And so you have to put the blinders on. And this honestly is probably the biggest struggle, if I'm being totally transparent, for me in my business, is to not look around and be like, oh, well, no wonder she's earning this much. She can have 2 kids and her kids probably sleep and all this stuff. No, this is my life. These are my circumstances. So I'm going to own my life and my journey and just rock it. Don't overcomplicate your fitness, right? You don't need to do all the potions and the weird like shake weights and all that. Like, you eat healthy and you work out. Same with your business. You do those vital behaviors and that is it. And it will work if you treat it like that. This opportunity is amazing. My first 3 weeks as a coach, I made $0. Then I remember I got my first paycheck and it was $50 4 weeks into my business. And I was so excited about the fact that I could just share a couple things on social media and I could help people and I could pay for our gas for that week. And that was huge at that point in our family because my husband and I were both working full time and money was really tight. And he was in school full time and I had a son and it was just crazy. Fast forward 2.5 years, and I don't say this to be braggy, guys, but I want you to know what's possible, is my paycheck last week was $1,500 for the week. And that is the consistency of 3 years. That didn't happen overnight. And if I would have quit the 3rd week, if I would have quit the 5th week when I also made $0, and like, it's been an up and down, but if you treat it like a business, if you take it seriously, if you show up every day and you're willing to learn and be critiqued and maybe try some things differently on your social media and send some invites when you're scared or when you're tired and share your journey with boldness, it really will pay off. And there have been times where I've wanted to quit, where I felt like a failure, where I feel like nobody ever wants to join me on anything, but I'm going to still keep showing up because I know what this has done for me personally on my own health and fitness journey, in my marriage, in my parenting, in my confidence. And I'm going to just keep sharing that because this opportunity has brought me nothing but blessings. And so you have to know the potential in this business is insane. There is no cap on what you can earn. I know multiple six-figure earners 4 years into their business, but you have to give it the time, just like you would another job, to process. And one great way of looking at this is, you know, you're going to be spending probably 20 minutes to an hour a day on this business. You could definitely spend more, but most people, that's what they're at. And so you have to say like, okay, how much per hour am I earning? And at the beginning, it might feel like you're earning very little for the amount that you're putting in. But my husband was reminding, he's like, Abby, you worked 20 minutes today and we got $50. Like, that's pretty good. Okay, yeah, you're right. And now over time, it's grown substantially. So just know, keep on keeping on, reach out for help, and we're here. But there is amazing potential if you actually are willing to see it through those bumpy seasons. And that's something that not a lot of people are willing to do. So kind of okay, do you guys have any questions on that, I guess, on anything before I start getting into some nitty-gritty details? No, you're all good? Okay. So now that you've kind of broken down, like, okay, your first goals are to hit Success Club by helping 3 people and going to Summit and all these things. Like, these are non-negotiables, hitting Emerald. Let's kind of start breaking it down by income so you guys can actually see what this looks like. So if your goal is to hit Success Club for your first 3 months, you're going to get that free ticket to Summit, and you'll be a quarter of the way to your free vacation, which is awesome. So that's pretty fun. They're going to announce in January where the Success Club trip is next year, so you guys will be able to qualify for that, which will be really cool. So in your first month, if you sell 3 challenge packs, you're going to earn $150. And that is like the bare bones challenge pack. That's nothing else added in. In your second month, you're going to have all this commission coming in from your previous customer orders plus new customers. And again, this is bare minimum. This is you just helping only 3 people. So if you go above and beyond, this can grow there. And you can see this starts multiplying. Then your third month, you have 6 commissions coming in plus your new customer. And so basically, you're basically $800 in 3 months. So if you guys kind of back this out, and I know for a lot of us on our team, our goal is to pay for Christmas in cash and kind of think through, okay, in the next month and a half, what would this look like for you to actually start bringing in? And again, this is the bare bones commission. You can do a lot more than this, but this is kind of your bare minimum. And to start to think, okay, what could this do for my family? What would this do for, you know, our savings or debt or things like that? And again, it's that consistency that pays off. But that is kind of where you're at. Do you guys have questions on this at all? I know it can kind of get overwhelming, but this is really your bare bones. And I will always suggest to people, because I talk about Energize and I talk about Recover. It's always in my Instagram story. So when I send someone, be like, hey, I'm sending you the link for, like, or here's your options. I really love this middle pack because you get stuff at a huge discount. And you not only get Shakeology, but you also get Energize that you see me drinking every day, and Recover, which has helped my milk supply and it helps my muscles not feel sore. So I don't always assume that people are going to take the cheapest one. I give them the option to select from anything because, again, they might really like it. And more people than not will choose the middle option, which is kind of crazy. So we have the images, we have all this in our team page and our Google Docs. You'll have access to that. But I want you just to kind of start thinking through realistically what your income breakdown can be. And this right here does not take into account Team Cycle bonus that when you hit Emerald will start accruing as well. So that's important to know.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
Sorry. So let's say, like you had a customer and they were like, okay, great, I want to do it. And they do the whole month. And then for some reason, God knows why, they choose to send it back and get their money back. How does that work for you in your income? Especially if it's like 2 months later.
I have a bad story about this. I joined Abby. Hi.
Yeah, okay, Julianne's here. Yay. Yeah, sure, Julianne.
Hi. Yeah, so definitely be watching your back office. I know I was really pushing my first 3 months for the Success Starter ticket. And so my first month I hit Success Club. My second month I hit Success Club 10. So my third month I hit Success Club. And yes, I earned my ticket. And then I looked and I had 2 people send it back. This was back before they had Share a Cart. And they like accidentally clicked the wrong challenge pack. And so it took the negative away from my third month. And so it like removed me from the qualification of Success Starter, even though I had hit it all 3 months. And if those 2 people had never ordered in the first place, I still would have hit it. So actually, Abby ended up like giving me a customer like last second so I could still earn the ticket. But I guess all that to say, the month in which they return it is where the points will be like removed from.
So just make sure you're watching your back office when it comes to points, and then hopefully they'll communicate with you. Like, I've never had anybody return it except for when they clicked the wrong option. But just be in communication about it. I don't know if that helps or answers your question. But
and if they can return, if they return it after the 30-day window, they won't dock stuff from you. They just returned it.
Well,
but
also,
there is that window.
I was also going to say, I found out oftentimes I've had people say that they realized they had an allergen that they didn't know about, and so they were going to return it. But then when I was able to talk with them, we were able to look at the ingredients list and find one that didn't have that allergen. So then Beachbody let them send it back, and Beachbody just shipped them the correct flavor. Mm-hmm. And then nothing happened with my points or commission or anything. So a lot of times conversations can really help with that.
Yeah, right. And we have 24/7 tech support, and they've gotten so good with that you can always reach out.
So much better.
So much better. It used to be really bad. And I will say, and I know Julianne can speak to this as well, you having good challenge groups and really pouring into your customers. So many people, and I was one of them, I actually returned my very first bag of Shakeology because I shook it up with water and I was like, well, it's not bad, but this is not worth $120. And I returned it. And then jokes on me, it's about every day for 4 years now. But if my coach at the time would have done a video talking about it and really poured it, I would have been oh, I need to blend it. Okay, now it tastes like dessert. So really pouring into your challengers and meeting them where they're at and checking in with them, that can alleviate a lot of it. Our job really starts when we make the sale. It's not before that. It's once they're in, and some people just don't want to do stuff that time. But
and to piggyback on that, something I just started recently doing and it's been really, really effective is in every group I make a live video my first week, and I just say hey guys, I want to talk to you about Shakeology for a second. I'm not selling them anything. They already bought it. I say, I want to tell you 3 things. Number 1, I hope you realize how good you're being to yourself, because you really are. And I don't feel salesy at all or anything saying it. And I just share about how you're getting your gut healthy and all of this. So number 1, I hope you realize how good you're being. Number 2, I talk about, if you don't like the flavor or texture, let me know, because you can drastically change it based on what you put in it, how much ice, how much water, almond milk, fruit, whatever. So I say, if you don't like it, please let me know and we'll find a recipe that works for you. And then the third thing I say is oftentimes people feel nauseated when they first start drinking Shakeology. Not everybody, but a lot of people do, especially if you've been nutrient deprived, because I've never been pregnant, but prenatal vitamins, you feel sick when you first start taking them sometimes because your body's not used to that. And so ever since I started doing that, I've gotten lots of comments from people saying things like, oh my gosh, I have been feeling really sick, so I haven't been drinking it. And they didn't tell me that. They didn't post that in the group. Or they would be yeah, I actually really hated Shakeology when I drank it. It's they didn't communicate that. But then when I made that video and just was outright, these are the 3 things I want you to know, then I think it gave people the floor to share if they didn't like their flavor or whatever, and saying that's normal. You're not weird. You're not complaining. Let's find something that works for you. And I haven't had any returns since then. So.
Yeah. Just going that extra mile is really, really important. And we're going to help you. Again, you're not going to have to do your first group alone if you don't want to. So you'll have all those resources. So kind of now thinking through okay, I know this was a lot of info and hopefully you're not too overwhelmed, but I know you just got a lot thrown at you. So the very first thing you're going to do is start going through our new Coach University. We're going to kick it off on Monday. Your upline coach will give you the link if you don't have it already. And then you're going to start today, tomorrow, commit to your workout program, start drinking Shakeology, start doing your personal development and committing to yourself. Again, that's the most important thing in this whole thing is if you are not committing to yourself, you're not going to be successful. And start sharing your journey. Don't wait till you're ready. Don't wait till you're done with training. You are not going to have all the answers. There's going to be parts where you're oh my gosh, someone wants to sign up and I don't know how to do it. That's what we're here for as a team. You just have to start and take that step. People are going to relate to you so much more. You're not being helpful on your journey than they will when you have your transformation. Don't get overwhelmed. I can't come right now. You're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to have seasons where you're oh my word, reach out. Do not go radio silent on us. Reach out for help. If you're struggling, ask. that is what our team is here for, and we don't want you to be alone. And this business can be something where, you're working it late at night or early in the morning or by yourself, and it can feel I can't keep up. Take a deep breath, go read some personal development, reach out to your upline and let us know how we can help you, because that's what we're here for. Just do that one thing at a time. And right now your first goals are helping 3 people, inviting them to your November group, which we have lots of time. November is just starting and everything's on sale, so it's even better. You're going to hit Emerald within the month of November, and it's going to be amazing. And you're going to go to Summit with us in Indianapolis, and we're going to all have a big party together, and it's going to be a blast. So that's kind of it. Let me go ahead and stop sharing real quick. Do you guys have any questions? Like, it is totally an open forum. If there's anything that I haven't covered, for those of you guys who are sponsor coaches on this call.
I guess just one thing just to add to what you were saying. I know I'm a perfectionist, like to a fault. And so a lot of times I will feel overwhelmed by all the information. It's like, okay, there's this back office, there's these team trainings, there's the national wake up calls, there's Beachbody resources. And I just like, I don't know what to do with all this. And so I just don't do anything because I'm like, I don't know how I can do all this perfectly. And I don't fully understand all this. But that's the worst thing you can do. And I have to tell myself this all the time. The worst thing you can do is sit back and do nothing because you don't know it all perfectly and you don't fully understand it. I have learned everything I have learned in this business and even my health and fitness journey by just trying. And sometimes it doesn't work. And great, now I know that doesn't work. I've had groups that have been so engaging. I've had groups that have been radio silent. So don't overanalyze things or stress, or if you're feeling overwhelmed by so many resources or whatever, like Abby was saying, just focus on the bare basics. At this point, just be sharing your story, pouring into yourself, doing your personal development, working on your workouts, inviting people who have been watching your journey, and that's it. And again, it's so easy to overcomplicate because we do have amazing resources, but I just want to encourage you to do that because I know that's something that I struggled with and still often struggle with. So the worst thing you can do is to not do anything because you can't do it perfectly. So just try, fail, fall flat on your face. It's fine. We all do it repeatedly.
Oh my gosh, I failed so many times, guys. It's like laughable. I mean, I showed you that like terrible first post I made. It was horrific.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, you did share that. Good, Abby. Because I was going to say, I look back at mine and I'm like, I cannot believe anybody let me post that or that I still have any Facebook friends. Like,
yeah. Do you guys have any other any questions on anything? Is there anything that feels like super overwhelming or unclear or you feel lost on? No. One thing I would love. Sorry, we have like 3 more minutes. I'm gonna mute myself. She's gonna lose it. But if you guys feel comfortable, I would love just everyone on this call to briefly go around real quick and say why you started coaching. Like I just would love to hear like your heart of tiny, like doesn't have to be 5 minutes long, like just for like Alora, kind of like we did at retreat for those of you who are in Destin, just like a little brief story of like what made you take this leap. And I'd say what are you most excited about and what are you most nervous about? So I can start and then I'm gonna mute myself because my daughter's gonna lose it. But I started coaching because I needed the income and because I wanted to help one other woman feel as good as I did. And I thought that if I could just make a little bit to pay for Shakeology and cover some gas, that would take a huge burden off my husband. And I wanted to help people inside. And my biggest fear when I started was failing and that people would judge me. And the thing I wanted the most was to be able to quit my job and be home with my kids. And that happened about 10 months ago now, which is crazy, like 2.5 years, and it actually came true. So if you don't feel comfortable sharing, you do not have to. But I'll make Alora go next. You can keep talking.
Yeah. So I started coaching 3 weeks into the 80-day obsession because I just kind of had, I don't know, I thought the income aspect of it was really awesome. Sorry, my voice I think I'm getting sick. Income, and I knew it was going to keep me like that extra layer of accountability because I definitely struggled with that in previous like challenge groups and things like that. So I was just like, I need some skin in the game. So that helped me. Biggest fear was that the next one, I think, was definitely sharing on social media. Pretty shy, and I didn't share much about my life beforehand, just except for, like my dog and cats and stuff like that. So just that vulnerability, but it gets easier with practice and time. Is the next one like what we're most excited about? Oh my gosh, so many things. I have just, I don't know, I'm going to get emotional. I don't want to cry. Um, Basically, I have grown so much in the past year because of coaching. So I'm just really excited to see where that takes me in the next year.
Thanks for sharing. Ashley, can I pick on you? Can I go real quick?
Yes. Okay. So I was similar to you, Abby, that I got into coaching for the financial aspect of it, to be home. We had chosen that once we had our second child that I would be home, but it would be very tight. So for us to have an outlet to be able to just go on vacation or to do anything other than just the bare bones was great, to have something that would allow that. But also, to be honest, a big part of why I started coaching was to prevent postpartum depression. So I knew that when I was home with my son, I got hit with postpartum pretty hard. And I needed something other than, I felt like my identity was ripped from me when I stopped working. And it was hard for me to be just a mom and just a wife. I wasn't myself anymore. And I didn't know quite how to balance that. So I knew that I had to do something, because I knew I was going to be home long term after our daughter was born. So this was something that I was looking at dabbling in and doing. But again, like most of us here, right, I'm also a perfectionist. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. And so that leads me to my thing that I was most nervous about, and I'm still nervous about, is that I'm afraid of failing, right? Like, I'm afraid of putting myself out there and it doesn't work, right? And it just kind of backfires. So that's the hardest part for me. But what I'm excited about is those freaking girls' nights out in Indianapolis.
Yes.
Right? That'll be so much fun. So, I mean, there's obviously so much I'm excited for, but that I'm like seriously looking forward to it. So, yeah.
And like, you don't even know, you can earn all these like exclusive parties at Summit, and like, I mean, it is just so much fun.
You guys, like at Summit, I can't even count how many times I cried out of like release and relief and happiness. And I came back and I told my husband, I was like, I literally don't remember the last time I felt this filled inside as after Summit. So
that's awesome. So you're saying bring waterproof mascara?
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay.
Nicole, can I pick on you?
Sure, why not? Hopefully it's not too loud on my end. My boys are watching TV and playing video games. Trying to think of everything. So the first one was why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, my computer was telling me it was acting up. My why, to be honest, I think original why was to support my sister. For those of you guys who know Brianna Bogar, she signed up as a coach, and I was wanting to cheer her on and help her with her business. So I thought, okay, why not? And then, of course, obviously the income side of things. I haven't been pushing in the sense of like really fighting for it and growing where I need to, but that is on my agenda. Definitely for the next year. Currently doing the mom life. So, trying to juggle 2 kids who are both at home with me. And then a mix of other things has been a challenge. It's new. As for my fear, I think a big thing for me, I share stuff on social media, but when it comes to like weight loss and fitness and nutrition and all of that, it's something I shouldn't say always. It's something I've struggled with since I started college. And like as a kid in high school, like I never, like that wasn't an issue for me. And then I hit college and walked through some major trauma and have developed some major emotional eating habits that were just rough. And so to kind of like let my guard down in that part, I feel like I've been pretty vulnerable about that part of my life, except for the side effects of what it's done to me. And so allowing myself to be vulnerable in that way on social media has been a little nerve-wracking. I had like a private, I have like a private account, and then I have my regular Instagram account. Like I have two, and I've only been posting to one, but I'm trying to like venture out and deciding whether or not I want to make my private one a public account or not. So it's kind of up in the air at the moment. As for excited, what I'm excited about, I was actually checking in with our current challenge group right before I jumped on this call. And I saw someone who's actually one of my coaches underneath me. She's brand new to the whole game. And she did this challenge group with us. And we
Froze. I think you froze, Nicole.
think,
You're frozen.
what was it? Huh? I'm
You
frozen?
were frozen there.
Oh.
You just said your challenger. She's just started this whole thing.
Yeah, she just started this whole thing, and she's doing fantastic. Like, she lost an inch on her waist, an inch and a half on her hips, and it was all nutrition and Shakeology, like no working out or anything. And she was so excited. And I've known this girl since I was a kid. So my son wants to say hi.
I love the quote. There's a quote in the devotional 100 Days Free that just says, when you start to be brave and share your story, it allows other people to be brave too. And I think that's exactly like what all of us are doing. And it's really inspiring. It's so much more than just workout. So thank you.
Yeah.
Other Nicole. Nicole Kramer. Let me unmute you. Or maybe you have to unmute yourself.
Okay.
You're good.
Is that working?
Yep.
All right. You'll have to excuse me because this is my very first Zoom call. So,
Yay.
so learning. So my why is I'm a registered nurse by trade. And so I'd always worked night shift, and we homeschool my 3 kids. And so working night shift and coming home and basically not sleeping and taking basically the entire time to recover until I went back to another night shift was getting really hard. And I was, realizing the toll that was taking. And my husband's been gone for this last year in Korea. And what I thought was going to be like my greatest fitness accomplishment ever, and I was going to get so super fit when he comes back. He's not even going to know what hit him, kind of thing. Like, I gained 15 pounds, and it was really disheartening to me because I had really fell into comfort eating and seeking sources of comfort rather than going to Jesus. And so I really had to reevaluate that and set my priorities. And then once we moved to Missouri, where my husband's next duty station is, coincidentally, that was right around the same time that Ashley became a coach and like really started posting. And I had already wanted to get back on my fitness journey, but her encouragement every single day, I kind of felt like you, Abby. I was like stalking her and like, watching her and being like, oh my gosh, like if she can do it, I can do it. Like this is incredible. And so, yeah. And so, knowing that I was so inspired by her and her encouragement, I thought, I want to be able to do that for somebody else. And, first and foremost, I want to share my faith with people, and that comes first, like I said, but taking care of yourself in the way of nutrition and health is so important for me to even pursue having that relationship with Jesus. And so I knew, just combined with that and with wanting to stay home with my kids, that it would take the burden off my husband a lot more to be able to make some income. And so that's really what kind of kicked me into deciding to coach. My biggest fear is that I won't succeed, and that, you know, I'll put in too much work kind of thing, because I'm a 150% kind of person. And I've already noticed that this first week of doing the business that I need to like pump the brakes a little bit and set priorities for myself. And so I've really been praying through that. And, you know, for the end of this week, I feel like I've kind of gotten a pretty good hold on what I should be doing. And I have Ashley to thank for that also, because she's sharing her like, hey, this is what I do in the morning and this is what I do here. And so I don't feel like I'm just blindly going into this. I am so excited not only to help others, but this last year, I kind of felt super disconnected from anybody who got me. I moved away from my military community. I moved away from my church home. I moved away from my church family to be next to my family, which was amazing for my kids. But with my husband being gone, I just really like lost everything that was community to me. And already like being back in contact with Ashley, we haven't talked in years, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a BFF now. I mean,
it's like just nothing's changed, right?
Exactly. And so I'm just super excited to be able to share this experience with you guys and help other women.
I like have goosebumps. I'm so excited. This is why I love coaching. It's not like I love helping people, but I love our team. This is so great. Jules, you want to share?
Sure. So super
Jules is
quickly.
like our other leader on our team.
I was Abby's first coach at the beginning. So you guys know all these trainings and stuff. Abby and I did not have this. We were like figuring it out as we went.
She said no to me so many times, and then when she
I didn't say no at first. I just ignored Abby. She like reached out, and I looked back through our old messages, and I didn't even respond. So sorry.
I have no idea why she ever signed up to say yes, because literally, she like if
I did because I couldn't fit into my pants one day. I had that moment, and I was just telling another one of my coaches this. Like, people are like 99% of people are going to tell you no the first time. I know I said no. I know probably most of us here said no the first time, or ignored, or stalked for a while, or, you know, and then everybody's going to hit that moment, and then you're there for them. So I couldn't fit into my pants. So I was like, okay, Abby, let's try this. I was very skeptical. Anyways, so why I started coaching was honestly because I felt like I had found this secret formula when I did 21 Day Fix that like changed my life, because Beachbody has it down, you guys, with it's all about nutrition, exercise, and community and accountability. Like, that's what you need. And that's just like having the programs that had walked me through everything and broken it down just changed my life. And I felt like I had this secret almost that I was like, man, I wish somebody had told me this 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Like, I wouldn't be here. And so I wanted to start coaching because I was like, well, if I can help other people figure this out, not the hard way, like I definitely want to do that. But I never really planned on like building a team or doing this as a long-term thing or having big goals. But then my first year at Summit and just like getting to, I guess I saw the vision and I saw the potential for this business, and just how you can not only income wise, yes, that definitely, but also just like you can change so many freaking lives. What if I can change more than 2 women's lives? What if I can like help other people? And then coaching in the community and everything became such a blessing to me that I was like, I want to invite everybody into this as well. Like, it would be selfish of me not to. So that's kind of how I started coaching. I'm 3 years in now and going strong. So can't wait to meet all you at Summit. I think one of the things that was my biggest fear was what people thought of me, because I always care too much about that. I was like, well, you know, we've all seen our newsfeed spam. So I was like, I don't want to come off as someone who's just selling something. That was my biggest fear. And so really but then I realized I was like, you know, I'm very passionate about this. And sometimes I'll even be very open about that and say like, I take my reputation seriously. And so if I didn't believe in this, I wouldn't be here. So that was my biggest fear. And again, personal development, you guys, don't cut it out of your life. I know for me, for a long time, it was the first thing to go. I was like, oh, I don't have time for this. Just like cut something else out. Freaking make time. Audiobooks. And then for I think the thing I'm most excited about, honestly, you guys, this call even, I only caught the end, but it's like lighting the fire in me again. And just some of my coaches weren't able to join tonight, but they're going to listen to the recording. But like, Abby and I've talked about it so many times. I feel like we're finding our tribe finally, like 3 years in. Like you guys, you are the type of women that we want on our team and surrounding us, just positive women who have goals, who aren't perfect. And so I'm really excited just for our team to grow, continue to change lives and help other people change lives, and then summit. Like I'm so excited.
And I will tell you guys, like, my secret big goal for our team this next year, and I'm not going to promise anything because who knows what happens, but if you guys hustle and we hit some stinking big goals, which can happen, my dream is to take our team on a team retreat to Disneyland. Like, legit. All of us having fun with matching hats and ears. Or it's a beach or something, but Disneyland mostly. So, yeah, no, Stephanie, do you want to share? I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you're able to, I'd love to hear you. And then you popped on.
Sure.
Wrap us up.
My internet's kind of spotty. And I have, of course, mom life.
Hey, dude.
Say hi.
Hi.
So he is my biggest inspiration. Why I started coaching. Sorry. I gained 40 pounds when I got pregnant with him. Stop, please.
Sucker.
And I got really proud.
And so I wanted to be able to be fit and healthy for him. I actually have lost
How can you touch
all of
it
that
all?
weight plus more.
We can touch in a minute.
Hold on, please.
Mom.
Sorry. Hold on, please. What?
I think all of us as little boys get it. I'm hiding from my kids.
Hold on, please. Let me finish talking. Wait, please. In a minute, you can say hi. So I wanted to be healthy and fit for him. I'm also very busy because I'm a nanny full-time. I'm a full-time student, and I'm also homeschooling him. So it's great to be able to get those workouts in, those 30-minute workouts. I think my biggest fear is actually putting myself out there for other people to see my journey, because I'm not a very outgoing personal person. I like to kind of keep my progress to myself. So it's been hard to share that. And also, I'm excited about hopefully being able to go to Summit this year. And I actually have invited a couple people to join a challenge group. So that's really exciting for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it. Sorry.
Thank you for sharing. No, I love it. I think it's so important for you guys to know you have voices on our team. Like, it's not just the Abby show and the Julianne show. Like, this is our team, and your story matters, where you're at in your life matters, and like, be active on our team page, be active, like, not to add more burdens to your life, but you lean into this community. When things get hard, when you get discouraged, don't run away, don't go stress out, like, lean in, because I mean, you guys could have just heard even a few of us on this call tonight. Like, there's some amazing women in this tribe of people, and you're just going to be blessed. And we're so excited to have you. We're so excited to have you start new coach training on Monday, and your upline coach, we will definitely, whoever is your upline will get in touch with you about what you need to do next. But thank you for taking time on a Saturday night to just hang with us. Is there any last thing before I let you go? I know this went a tiny bit long, but you all good?
Last thing I want to say, it'll take like 1 second. Just like Abby was saying, feel free, like, you guys are all leaders on the team. Like, so if you find something that's helpful to you, like, please post that in our team page. If you read something in your personal development that changed your day, like, please post that in our team page. Comment on each other's things, engage. Like, we are a community, and our team page is a place, like, we'll be sharing trainings and helpful coaching things, but that's like our community platform as well. So step up, like, be a leader.
Yeah. We did like a quiz the other day of like, which Friends character are you? And that was hilarious. Like these are going to be your BFFs, and we're all losing it now. So I'll let you guys go. But Thank you so much. I will post this recording in our team page for those of you who need to share it. And I hope you guys all have an amazing weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye guys.